Good evening, and welcome to this week's Fireside Chat. Thank you for being here and watching this evening. Today, as many of you probably already know, it's Veterans Day, and I wanted to just start by thanking anyone who served in our country, and thank you for your sacrifice and your service. I knew that today was going to be Veterans Day, and it was going to be a night that I had a fireside chat, and so I'd been planning on talking about veterans. I decided instead of listening to me pontificate on something like service or theology of peace or whatever, instead of talking about something that I really don't know that much about, I would reach out to a veteran and ask them about what it meant to them to serve in the military. So I reached out to my longtime family friend Ed Lurs. Ed served in the Army for 28 years, just retired from the military last year. My mom and Ed's mom went to nursing school together. We grew up in the same church, so we've known each other pretty much we've known each other my whole life. Ed is actually older than me, and when I was younger, especially, he was just someone I always looked up to. I always thought he was really cool, and still do. I asked Ed to tell me some things he would like people to know about serving in the military, and he sent back this great response, and I'm going to use Ed's response as a way for us to talk about what does it mean to serve something larger than yourself, and what does it mean to serve our country as people of faith. And I would start by saying that Ed wrote breaks down into three things, and he kind of broke it down like this. One is hard work is important. Two, shared hardships and adversity brings out the best in people. And three, it's important to have a sense of the greater good. So the first one was about hard work. I've been accused by some of not valuing hard work. I talk in my job a lot about grace and mercy. I talk about not judging other people. I stick by all those things. But some people think this means I don't believe in hard work. But I want to say that I do believe in hard work. I believe it for myself and for my family. You can ask my kids. I tell them all the time, you know what? No one's just going to walk up to you and give you all these things in this world. You have to be willing to work for it. I also know that there's great satisfaction in hard work. So just to be clear, my opinion about hard work is that I do believe it's important in life. And it's important in the military. This is what Ed wrote in part. The Army is a meritocracy. It's also a cross-section of American society: rich, middle class, poor, male, female, black, white, Asian, Latino, Indian, Middle Eastern, Native American, Jewish, Christian, Muslim, gay, straight, educated, uneducated, folks who come from privilege and opportunity, and folks who do not. And if you take advantage of opportunities, work hard to meet the standard, and are qualified, you are selected for promotion in highly competitive leadership positions. I've seen poor minorities from broken homes and little opportunity rise from the enlisted ranks to command battalions and brigades, earning bachelor's and master's degrees along the way. I actually wish that the world always worked this way. It would be great to think that all we need to do is work hard and things will work out for us. I know that in the civilian world, that's not always true. I know that there are injustices in the world. However, I'm grateful, I guess, if that it really does work that way in the Army. I'm grateful that there's a place where people can rise up. And I would encourage all of us in our lives to continue to work hard. I would encourage us to work for the greater good of all people. And I think of ways we can make the civilian world more equitable so that people with hard work can rise above their station in life. Next is about how shared hardships and adversity bring us together. I agree with this a lot. I think our country, when we have faced difficult things, we have rallied together. Pearl Harbor, the Great Depression, 9/11, and the Civil Rights Movement. I remember during the Second Gulf War, a member of my congregation at that time came to me and came to see me, and he was upset. He was a World War II veteran. And he was upset because he said, quote, "We're not being asked to collectively sacrifice for this war. We are at our best when we share the hardships and work together to solve problems. When we face hardships and adversity, the stuff that really doesn't matter goes away." Again, I'll quote Ed. As he says, I participated in active ground combat for a total of 27 months where I experienced death and violence daily. During those 27 months, I saw the worst of humanity, but I also saw great acts of human kindness and selfless sacrifice. Countless times I personally witnessed soldiers within my command expose themselves to effective small arms fire to come to the aid of their squad mates and pull innocent civilians from crossfire. When the rounds started cracking over your head, nobody cares about the politics or administration that placed you in combat, and they certainly don't care about the religion, orientation, or ethnicity of the person to their left and right. Kind of funny how all that stuff goes out the window when your mortality is staring you in the face. It's true, right? That what really brings us together is that we are all human. That at the core of us is something that is more important than all the other ways that we try to define ourselves and separate us out from one another. I hope that we'll be able to recapture that in our country and in our lives. We're on this planet together, like it or not, and we must come together if we're going to thrive. Finally, a sense of greater good. We all have individual needs and thoughts. However, we can't get our way all the time. We have to compromise for the greater good. We have to be willing to see the big picture to get things done. We are so divided in our country, and I'm hoping to appeal to our sense of duty to the American idea, that we serve ideas greater than our personal ideas. And from what Ed wrote, our military is about every day putting their lives on the line for those ideas. I think this is different than saying that people are fighting for our freedom, although that is true too. I'm saying they're giving their lives to the ideals of America. They don't serve a political party in power, but what we want to represent to others in the world. Ed put it better than me. This is what he said. During my 28 years in the Army, I've served under Clinton, Bush, Obama, and Trump. I've had my own political opinions of these administrations and voted accordingly. I've always supported the team of elected leaders. In the military, you always support the team and swear an oath to that effect. Your opinion of leadership is not a factor when you are part of something greater than yourself and truly want your country to succeed. Maybe that's what I want to appeal to all of us today, that we be a part of something greater than yourself and truly want your country to succeed. Because in order for our country to succeed, we need to be able to have a sense of a greater purpose. That is what we celebrate today, that there are thousands of men and women from all walks of life who have worked hard, shared hardships and adversity for the greater good. They have done those things for our good, and I'm thankful today for their service. I hope you are too. I think more than that, we who have never served can learn from their service. We can learn the importance of hard work. We can learn the importance of sharing hardships and adversity. We can learn to serve the greater good. Just some things I've been thinking about this week. Thank you so much to Ed for taking the time to share his thoughts on Veterans Day. It meant so much to me. I learned so much from it, and I hope all of you have tonight as well. God bless our troops who are out there right now serving for us. And thank you all for joining me on this Veterans Day. May God continue to bless you.